大家好，歡迎大家收睇《週一長談》呢個節目。我哋節目主持人姚永安。咁5月省選嚟緊啦，今日咧就同大家講下呢個省選嘅話題，而且咧係集中係喺呢個列治文嘅角度講嘅。咁好高興咧，就係請嚟一位朋友咧，就係列治文嘅市長，就同我哋講下省選嘅。Welcome， 最後 show。
Thank you。
嗱，首先我要同你講下，頭先講完醫院、社區中心同埋學校。咁我想講下呢個交通啦，同埋呢個隧道或者橋嘅問題啦。咁我知道咧，就省政府咧就要將呢個George Mason Tunnel 咧，就由列治文通去 Delta 嘅嗰條隧道咧，就話唔要啦，就要起條大嘅新橋。咁我知道市長你有啲意見嘅喎，可唔可以同你講下咧
？Well, yes, I'd be happy to. The first thing to note is we have a congestion problem at that part of the highway. There's no question that there's massive congestion and that we need a solution. The question is, what kind of a solution are you going to come up with? And I feel that this bridge, which is contemplated, it will be the longest, largest cable-stayed bridge in North America.
Oh.
Yeah, that is the magnitude of this bridge. And they talk about a 10-lane bridge, but when it feeds into Richmond, going northbound, north of the Steveston Highway overpass, it's going to be tantamount to 25 lanes across the highway. So this is a major, major structure. Overall, if you've got a congestion problem, you can tackle it in two ways. You can make for more capacity, and that's what they're doing with the new bridge. They're going to make far more capacity. Or you can try and reduce the congestion by getting the cars off the road. And I believe that the real problem is there's too many single occupant vehicles that are on the road. Public transportation is not the answer to every transportation issue, but it can be often the answer. And so I think that if we had a strategy which took cars off the road, which provided far more choices in terms of public transportation, whether it's more buses, fast buses, whether it's rail transportation, any kind of combination would really relieve a lot of the congestion. And you can heighten that by a lot of the traffic in the tunnel is truck traffic, the big semi-trailers. So if you took those off the road, off that part of the highway at peak times, I think you would do yourself a great favor. I think what the government needs to do is to sit down with TransLink, sit down with the mayors, other stakeholders, and come up with a plan as to how to tackle the transportation problems in the entire Lower Mainland, including that stretch of the road, far more effectively than is going to be accomplished with this bridge, this huge bridge, which admittedly for the traffic going into Vancouver, because there's no improvements to the Knight Street, the Oak Street, or the Arthur Lang bridges, it's going to make no difference at all. It will just have that much, all the congestion you see today going northbound is going to be there as well. It will be a shorter lineup because you'll speed off the bridge going northbound, you'll get to that traffic jam that much quicker, but it's not going to be any shorter. So, I mean, there's so many issues with that bridge that I think it really needs a rethink. If there is to be a bridge, it shouldn't be that bridge. And predominantly, members of our city council predominantly would favor much more a tunnel, a twin tunnel, expanded, upgraded tunnel system rather than the bridge which is on the books.
但如果照你咁講法嘅話，即係話省政府雖然做咗個決定話要起一條大橋，咁但係似乎佢冇乜話真係諮詢到你哋市嘅或者其他即係運輸聯網嘅意見。咁同埋仲有就係話，即係呢條大橋如果真係夾硬嚟起嘅話，咁你哋列治文會唔會反對咧？
Well, the decision was made back in 2012, 2013. It was announced by the Premier before the last election. It was simply announced. There was no consultation with the city of Richmond. As far as we were concerned, the previous One of the earlier transportation ministers, Kevin Falcon, had announced that the answer would be some sort of a twin tunnel. So that's why they spent a considerable amount of money upgrading the tunnel to prevent problems with a seismic event. And so that's what the city of Richmond was expecting. There was no consultation. I'm not sure that there was even a business plan, and it was just announced. And we have been, from the first day it was announced, certainly I and many members of our city council have been talking about it, saying we have to rethink this situation, but there's been absolutely no effective response from the provincial government. And if I could just add to that, Gabriel, one of the other controversies over this bridge is the effect on the river, because the port and the province say there's no current plans to dredge the river, to deepen it, to make for bigger ships coming up the river. But we know from emails that were received prior to the decision being made, there was active consultations with the port. They told the province how big the ships would be, what the draft would be, all kinds of details along that line. And of course, the port has been a big supporter of this entire project. So I think as much as it's being sold as a way to relieve congestion, I think that the real answer is it's equally important to the port to get bigger ships up and down that river, and that could lead to some very considerable environmental consequences.
呢個講法我都同意，我亦都覺得即係省政府係咪真係淨係講話要搞掂呢個交通咧，而冇其他嘅即係因素或者考慮喺後邊咧，我都同意你嘅講法。咁但係個問題就係話，即係我哋通常咧都會同人講嗱，你如果對政府有意見咧，你就同你個省議員講下，同你個國會議員講下，就表達下意見啊，就呢個係好重要㗎。咁但係你作為市長，即係經常喺社區場合裏邊都會見到列治文嘅省議員啊、列治文嘅廳長、列治文嘅議長啊。咁其實你哋有冇直接同佢哋反映即係呢啲意見嘅咧
？You're right in the sense that I see our local MLAs and others regularly at various kinds of functions. Usually, unless there's something very urgent, those kinds of functions are good for establishing a relationship. And all three of the Richmond MLAs I know personally. I think I know them very well. I think they're very personable, and I can easily talk to them. I don't usually talk to them in that sense about business at the public events, the community events, but I certainly have no doubt that when I phone them, they will return my call, they will take my phone calls. The question is whether I and the people think that the government is listening to the input that they are being given. And I say the bridge is a good example where no matter what we say as a city, no matter what kind of comments we make, they are always contradicted. We are always told that we don't have it right and that this is the best solution. And I agree that in a sense that a bridge will cause a certain amount of relief on the situation. It's just when you look at the overall and the long-term consequences of it, I think that there's some really detrimental effects that could happen as the direct result of the plan for that bridge that is now on the books.
我就唔知其實我哋講咗咁耐咧，其實係咪帶出一個主題就係話或者個解釋就係點解喺呢個選舉裏邊咧，就列治文成為咗省選華人社區一個焦點咧？就其中一位即係大家都熟悉嘅一個資深嘅列治文嘅市議員歐澤剛咧，就係會喺呢次選舉裏邊咧，就係代表新民主黨出選嘅啦。咁但係如果大家一路有留意佢啦，尤其是佢喺列治文出沒開咧，通常佢都係同一啲保守黨嘅人啊、BC 自由黨嘅人啊一齊去出入嘅。咁而突然之間，即係佢話會出嚟參選，而參選亦都唔係佢個人嘅事。咁好明顯，佢後邊嘅支持者咧都係即係過往咧就支持開呢個保守黨同埋 BC 自由黨嘅，而家就一齊跟咗佢選新民主黨啦。咁其實係咪呢樣嘢反映得到咧？就係話，即係你哋喺列治文度對於呢個自由黨嘅天下，即係有啲意見，即係講極都唔聽，終於咧就要攞實際嘅行動，即係出嚟去挑戰佢啦。
Maybe. Ask me on May 10th, and I'll tell you the answer. Seriously, we put a lot of stock on party labels. BC Liberal, NDP, federal Liberal, federal Conservative, federal NDP. I think a lot of what you've just outlined shows that, we're all residents of Richmond. We're all trying to do the best for our city, for our community, for the province, for the country. And I'm not sure that party labels always mean that much. I mean, one of the MLAs from Richmond, who's now a cabinet minister, used to work for the NDP. Gordon Wilson, who was the leader in the early 90s of the Liberals, became an NDP candidate for the leadership of the NDP. So whether Councillor Au is considered to be a Liberal, NDP, or federally a Conservative, I'm not just sure that I think that it makes that much difference.
Okay. So for this, we have very little time. One more question.
Okay.
So for this election, for Richmond voters, what are the issues you think they should pay attention to?
Okay. I think we should be looking to the position of the parties on the Massey Tunnel replacement, and we've talked about that. I think that health-wise, there's the issue of the new tower for the hospital, and also an issue for a place called Lyons Manor, which is a seniors care facility in Steveston. I think the schools are very important. Do we believe that the Liberals will continue to give us the money that's necessary for the continued operation and the upgrades to the schools? There's environmental issues. The bridge is an example of that. And are we satisfied with the Liberal approach on the jet fuel line, where they gave the environmental certificate allowing the tankers to come up the river? What's our position on the agricultural land? Site C would be part of that in kind of the provincial sense, but even locally, are we satisfied with their support for the agricultural land in the city, which is quite important? So I think that those are some of the major issues that need to be addressed.
OK， 好啦，今日時間到呢度啦，下個禮拜另一個話題再討論，拜拜。